In today's video, we're going to focus on the ignored or the invisible child in a narcissistically dysfunctional family home. Now, if you think you may have been this child, then please stay tuned to find out more. Now, as we have talked about in other videos, in a narcissistically abusive family home, the children are assigned different roles. Now, these roles can remain quite rigid. So, for instance, the golden child, for the majority of its life, will remain the golden child. The scapegoat, for the majority of its life, will remain the scapegoat. And the invisible or ignored child will also be very stable. However, these roles may change depending on whether the child decides to change how they react to the parent's abuse and to the parent's control. Now, when we talk about the invisible or the ignored child, this child learns early on that their needs do not matter. They learn early on that attention and validation isn't going to happen for them in this family. Their strategy for survival in such a family home is to stay quiet, is to remain in the background, to be invisible, to not take up any space with their emotions, to become very self-sufficient and go unnoticed in order to avoid any rejection or any conflict. Now, why does this child get singled out? Well, it could be that the parents are so emotionally shut down that they don't know how to respond to this child. Generally, this child learns that they are strong, that they take on a role in their family of a parent, of a supporter, of the person who always fixes everything, who always gets everything done. But the minute they voice their needs or they have a request from their parents, they don't have this reciprocated in any way. The parents aren't able to give the child what it needs, and they either mock the child, they gaslight the child, or they trivialize whatever this child is saying to them. Now, this child grows up feeling like they have to be hyper independent no matter what they do, because their parents are not truly there for it. They are very emotionally disconnected. They suppress their emotions constantly in order to survive in a family like this, because every time they try to express their needs, they were either dismissed or they were shamed. They tend to have low sense of self-worth. Without validation from the family, they will internalize the belief that their experience doesn't matter, that their existence doesn't matter. Or they will feel like they are generally too much for their parents. They may end up becoming perfectionists and people pleasers. They may try to earn love from their parents by being quiet, by being really good, by being problem-free, and they will people please in order to have a few crumbs of attention from their parent, even if this attention is not good enough attention, even if this attention is not unconditional love. These children will have a huge difficulty in forming a healthy identity because of these reasons, because they have learned that they have to be perfect, because they have learned that they have to people please. Because their inner world wasn't mirrored, they may feel uncertain about who they truly are. And when they become adults, they will go through a phase in their life where they will feel like they want to rediscover who they were truly meant to be. And that is without the people pleasing and without the perfectionism and without all the internal pressure that they have put on themselves because of their programming. The ignored or the invisible child will always avoid the spotlight in adulthood because they don't feel comfortable being in the spotlight, because they have a fear of being a burden to others, or they genuinely feel really uncomfortable asserting themselves with others. Now, what is the emotional impact on a child that was ignored or was invisible in their childhood? They may suffer with chronic feelings of loneliness and emptiness. They may have a high sensitivity to rejection or neglect. They will have a lot of shame, and this shame will be primarily around expressing healthy emotions. They want to be seen, they want to be loved, but at the same time, they are scared of being visible to others because they're not used to this. When they are adults, they will struggle a lot with intimacy, with having close, healthy, unconditionally loving relationships because they didn't have this experience in their childhood. And when they haven't had this experience, they will not know what a healthy, stable relationship looks like. They may overfunction in relationships, generally giving more than they actually receive. There will be a pattern where they will generally feel unseen in work or socially or in intimate relationships because they unconsciously repeat the patterns of behavior that they've learnt in childhood. And they will experience depression, anxiety, they will dissociate. And if things get really bad, they will feel suicidal. Now, how does the ignored or invisible child heal from this? How do they find a way forward from not feeling so isolated in their pain, so unseen, so unloved? Well, it's a painful journey because when you've grown up in a home like that, you've not had your milestones celebrated. Your parents don't show an interest in you, and you're doing everything on your own. This is incredibly hard, it's incredibly painful, and it's a wound that is deep within you. And it's hard to get past that unless these individuals nurture themselves deeply. They need to have somebody that supports them on this journey, that understands the pain and the emptiness that is felt when you've not had parents that were loving and attentive and that mirrored them. They need to do a lot of reparenting. They need to do a lot of healing of their inner child, a lot of trauma-informed therapy, coaching, a lot of somatic exercises will help. They need to reconnect to their feelings and their needs, and they need to grieve. They need to grieve the loss that they've experienced of not having had healthy parents that were there for them. There are a lot of great self-expression exercises that they can use, such as journaling, such as art, such as movement, such as yoga or Pilates. A lot of things that they do need to help them reconnect with their body and reconnect with their mind and find balance. And a very important thing that they need to learn also is how to set boundaries, how to protect themselves, how to allow other people into their lives that are healthy, that are stable, that may actually feel quite alien because they may repeat the same patterns of behavior where they would choose emotionally unavailable partners, emotionally unavailable friends. Their friendships may be very one-sided because they are the ones that are once again giving too much, people-pleasing too much, and are too scared to voice their true opinions, their true thoughts. But this comes with practice and with support from a qualified professional such as a coach or a therapist and somebody that is trauma informed. This is very, very important. Now, if you are an invisible or an ignored child in a narcissistic family, I would love to hear your experience of this. So please feel free to share in the comments below the video. And also before I go, I would like to tell you all once again that I'm starting an online support group for adult children of narcissistic mothers. It can also be of narcissistic parents. This online support group will have 2 sessions monthly on a Saturday at 6 p.m. Berlin time, because I'm in Berlin at the moment. The cost is €80 for those 2 sessions, and if you want to continue, this is going to be running initially for 3 months, and after those 3 months we will reassess. So that will be a total of 6 sessions that will help you feel more supported, less isolated on this very difficult, very, very lonely journey of healing from such a family. It will help you all to be part of a group of others that get it, and I will be the one facilitating that. I have had experience with this myself in my own family, and I've been coaching people for 9 years now. I'm also training to be an art therapist, so within these sessions I will give you a couple of tools and maybe some exercises that you can do that can help you express yourself, that can help you feel the emotions that you need to feel, and also help you get in touch with your grief, because this is a very important part of this journey. That is the end of the video today. Thank you so much. If you would like to join my online support group, then please email me at courageisallyounneed@gmail.com. And I will sign you up. Everybody needs to sign up by the 1st of October, because our first online session will be on Saturday, the 11th of October. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening, for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.